No, you're lying. This is a dream. This is a fucking dream right now, bro. Please wake me up. Please, I'm begging you, wake me up.
Losing a child is an unbearable pain that no one would wish even on their worst enemy. But for Brian, this nightmare became a reality when a drunk woman sped through the Swan Boat Club's parking lot and crashed into its hall, where his wife, 2 toddlers, and 12-year-old son were celebrating a 2-year-old's birthday party. The woman driving the car was identified as 66-year-old Marshella. When her vehicle crashed into the building, the impact threw everyone across the room, and the little kids, Zayn and Alanah, were tragically run over. At first, everyone thought a bomb had gone off, but as the dust settled, they realized it was a car that had burst through the event hall wall. Those who were unharmed began searching for the toddlers and rescuing others trapped in the debris when they discovered that Zayn was pinned under the vehicle. In an effort to free him, the car had to be lifted, and he was brought outside, but he was in a life-threatening condition. Amid the chaos, Brian's wife, Mariah, and his 12-year-old son, Jayden, were still missing. And the worst part was that Brian had no idea about the tragedy yet, as he hadn't been at the party.
Okay. The firefighters are coming right over here. They're on their way.
Take care of the baby first. Yeah. Take care of the baby first.
Which one?
Her. Right there.
Ma'am, can you come with me just for a second?
Okay.
Were you driving? You driving the car?
I was.
Can you come with me just for a second?
You okay? I passed out.
Are you okay?
I think so.
Okay.
Where are you going with her?
Over towards my car?
Okay.
What happened?
I passed out.
Okay. Have you been feeling ill or anything like that?
Yes.
Were you here for the party?
No.
What were you out here at the boat club for? Are you a member?
I was just coming down here. Oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Have you been drinking it all today?
A little bit, yes.
Okay. When's the last time you had something to drink?
Probably half an hour ago.
Half an hour ago? What do you drink?
Wine.
Wine? Okay. Have it. What's your name, hon?
Marshella.
Marshella what? Listen, okay. You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
All right. I'm just going to leave you back here just for a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you need to see any medical attention right now?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm going to roll down this window over here just to get you some air, okay?
The guy down the street,
Yes, sir.
the guy also hit his car. Whoever was driving hit his car down the street too.
Okay.
So this guy was out of this guy was out of
Okay. We'll take care of it. It's going to be just a little bit before we can
I'm
get you.
I'm just saying that.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Is anybody in there? What's that?
In here?
I don't know.
Is anybody in here? I don't think that.
Okay. Alrighty. So what's going on today?
Not too much. I went out to lunch with some friends and I came back and came down to the boat club and I drove up to the boat club and that's the last thing I remember.
1 second. Just because you're in handcuffs, I got to read you this, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you wish to speak to me?
Pardon?
Do you wish to speak to me? Like, do you want to have a...
No, I'm good.
Like, do you want to talk or no?
Oh, I'm just hoping no one was hurt.
Oh, sure. So can I talk to you?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So what happened today? Where were we at today?
I went to lunch with some friends.
Okay, about what time was that?
Noonish
Where was that at?
at Vernus.
At Verna's. What'd you drink there? Did you drink water, pop? Anything?
I had a glass of wine.
Just one glass of wine?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so you have one glass of wine at Verna's. After that, what happens? You leave at noon. Where do you go?
Came home.
What do you do when you get home?
I just came home and just kind of chilled out and was waiting for my husband to get up. He was taking a nap.
Okay. Did you drink anything else there? Did you take any medication or anything?
No, I didn't even get a drink down here because I never made it this far.
Okay.
Marshella was not only lying about how much she had been drinking that day, but also about having passed out when the crash occurred, something that would soon come to light. At the scene, a few people approached the breezeway where the car had come to a stop, finding Jayden and Mariah in very critical condition, as the impact had thrown them to the opposite side of the building. Mariah was drifting in and out of consciousness and was immediately taken to the hospital, where she slipped into a coma. Jayden was airlifted to another hospital, as he was bleeding profusely, and every second was a matter of life and death.
Okay. And then where were you driving to?
Just from Vernus to here.
To here? What were you coming here for?
Home.
You're going from Vernus to home?
Yeah.
And you left Vernus at noon?
Yes.
Okay. But then you said you went home first?
I'm home here.
Oh, okay. So you were trying to go from Vernus to home?
Yes.
How long were you at Vernus then?
Maybe an hour. Not even that long.
Okay. So you made no stops between Vernus and here?
No.
And when did you go to Vernus again?
About noon.
About noon. Okay. This is a preliminary breath test. Michigan law requires that you submit to a preliminary breath analysis upon request of a peace officer. Your refusal to submit as requested shall result in you being charged with a civil infraction with a penalty of up to a $100 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a preliminary breath test. I just want to see where you're at with your alcohol level. If you have one glass of wine, it's going to be really low, okay?
Okay.
So just go ahead and blow like you're blowing a balloon, okay? Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Thank you.
I just want to make sure everything is okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that was so scary.
Do you remember what happened when you were going around here?
No, not really. I pulled into the parking lot and I thought I was driving up to the boat club, and evidently I was driving right into the pavilion.
When you got to the parking lot, what happened?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. After this parking lot, you don't remember anything?
I don't.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all the questions I have for you now. Deputy Schmidt's gonna take me over from here, okay? So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being like you're stone cold sober, you can drive perfectly, 10 being you're passed out drunk, where do you think you're at right now?
7.
A 7? Okay. Do you think you're okay to drive?
I wouldn't want to drive. No.
You wouldn't let you drive?
No.
Okay. Okay, just give me 1 second, okay? Sorry, my phone's ringing. I think it's gonna be my boss.
All right.
I apologize.
Marshella would later go on to deny everything she had told the officer in a subsequent interview, but one of the police reports included a statement from her husband who revealed that she was an alcoholic and that it had been a serious problem in their relationship. The host of the party, Kristen, Mariah's best friend since they were 5 and also her children's godmother, had organized the party for her 3-year-old son. She was the first to find Alanah after the crash, and what she saw was something no parent should ever have to witness.
Are you familiar with Mariah Dodds?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar with her?
We have been best friends since we were 5.
Are you familiar with her children?
Yes, they're my godchildren.
Was Mariah invited to the party?
Yes, she was.
Did anything out of the ordinary happen then?
Yeah, there was very loud, what sounded like a bomb, and I was right by the door, so I ran in, and it looked like a bomb at that point. I didn't know what happened. There was just my son and his cousins right in the doorway. There was just debris everywhere. Then I seen one of the little girls got put on top of the bar and she was thrown behind it. And so I got her off the bar and set her down. Then I seen Marshella coming around the side of her car. I grabbed her and I started yelling at her. And somebody yelled, "There's a kid under the car." So I told her to pop her trunk so we could get a jack. I could smell alcohol on her. I kind of realized like she just drove her car into the building. So at that point I told her just to get the F away from me, and I threw her down.
You testified just a moment ago that at some point people started yelling, "There's a kid under the car." What did you do as it related to that?
I seen Zayn. He was underneath the driver's side wheel well of the car. And he was reaching out. So when they lifted, I got underneath it and pulled him out, put him on my lap, and the back of his head was bleeding. And his arm was just kind of limp and all bloody. And he had blood on his shirt and his face. But I asked him if he knew who he was, and he said, "Yeah, Zayn." And I said, "You know who I am?" He said, "Yes, God, Mom." Somebody yelled, "Tweety, there's another." I handed Zayn to my sister, and try to go back under for Alanah.
And what did you see when you got to the breezeway?
And the door frame, Alanah was wedged in between it. But she was already gone. She was blue and discolored.
Despite her own shock and grief, Kristen did everything she could to help Mariah and her children, guiding first responders to where they were. Tragically, little Alanah had lost her life from the initial impact, and baby Zayn passed away in the ambulance from his injuries. When Brian received word of the accident, he rushed to the scene, unaware of the full extent of the tragedy. It was only when an officer informed him that 2 of his young children had not survived, and that his wife and eldest son were on ventilators, that the devastating reality began to sink in.
No! I'm begging you! I'm f***ing begging you! Come on. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. No! Not me! Not me! Come on, bro. I didn't do nothing! Come on, bro. I haven't done nothing! I haven't done nothing, bro. No! 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 You're lying. This is a dream. This is a f***ing dream right now, bro. Please wake me up. Please, I'm begging you, wake me up. No, right now. He's lying, bro. Please, he's lying. Bro, please, he's lying. Please tell me he's lying. Please. No, way. They just was with me. No, bro, he's lying. He's lying. Bro, he's lying. I'm begging you. He's lying, Mike, he's lying, bro. I'm telling you right now. I was just with him. Stop it, he's lying. Bro, I'm telling you. No, stop. He's lying. I'm telling you, he's lying, bro. He's lying. Bro, listen. No, he's lying. Listen. Stop, he's lying. He's lying, bro. Bro, he's lying.
Okay. Listen to me. Just listen to me.
I can't breathe.
Mariah needs you right now. Listen. Everybody needs you right now.
Not my little boy. They went to a birthday party. I know.
All ready. We're all done now.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. You need some help?
can you take these off right now?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not gonna run away.
I trust you.
I'm not gonna run away.
I know. I trust you're not going anywhere. But when we do leave here, I gotta put them back on when we go to the jail. That's just policy procedure.
That's fine.
You gonna lose your pants? I don't want you to fall.
No, I don't want to fall.
I'm gonna try to hold you up here, okay?
Okay.
We might bump into each other, but that's
fine.
all right.
That works.
They'll bury her.
She took
They'll bury
both
her,
of them.
bro.
She took both of them.
I know. Listen.
I can't do this life anymore, Mike.
No.
I can't do it right now, Mike.
I can't have you like that, bro.
Look what he just did to me. Look what he did to
Don't
me.
do that, bro.
Look what he did to me.
Don't do that, bro.
Mike,
Don't do that.
don't
Don't
tell
do
me. Don't tell me. Look what he did to me. Look what he did to me, bro.
He didn't do that. God didn't do that. That drunk bitch did that, bro. God didn't do that. That drunk bitch did that. She decided to do that stupid shit, bro.
To lose almost your entire family in a single day is a heartbreak beyond comprehension. Yet Marshella treated the situation as if it meant nothing. Even during her interview, she showed no guilt and repeatedly told officers that she had only had 1 drink before the accident.
So we know you're at Verna's at 12:10, and then you say you go to the boat club, right to the boat club. That's not exactly accurate, because I have surveillance footage of you at the boat club at 3 o'clock.
I don't know. I know that the party started at 3 o'clock, the birthday party. So I was there a little bit before that.
Do you have any children?
No.
No?
I may have stopped home just to check on my husband to see what he was up to. So I could have.
Okay. And if you stopped home, would it be common that you had another glass of wine?
I don't believe so, no.
No? How often do you drink?
I was drinking quite a bit there, but I've kind of switched over and I'm doing a free now.
What's a free?
It's alcohol free.
And, you know, you crashed into the building, right?
I know.
Do you know what happened?
I do not know. Again, I just had one glass at Verna's.
Do you drink hard liquor?
No.
Vodka?
No.
Beer?
No.
Surveillance footage from Marshella's house clearly shows her drinking a few hours before leaving, a detail that was also highlighted by the sergeant in court. As a result, while backing out of her driveway to meet her husband, Marshella struck her neighbor's car and then sped off toward the club.
So, one glass at Myrna's.
Yes, and I might have had a glass at the boat club.
When at the boat club?
When I went there after Verna's.
And then went to the boat club, had a glass of wine,
Yes.
and then blacked out in the back of the car.
Yes.
Well, that's not accurate,
Okay.
okay? Because your car is going 50 miles an hour into the driveway and drives into the building.
Mm.
So you didn't go to the boat club before the crash, okay? And we know the crash was at 3.
Okay.
And we know that Verna's was at 12:10. Because the alcohol level you were at 4 o'clock, it's not practical, it's not feasible that you had one glass of wine. So then it's not possible that you drank at the boat club, because your car drives into the building and everybody stops drinking, nobody's drinking.
Mm.
And you didn't go over to the bar and get a drink after you drove into the car?
No.
No.
And I don't remember any of that.
My name is Raquel Smothers. I am Mariah's sister. We were supposed to be planning a birthday party for Zayn, not a funeral. No, when you have medical conditions, you should never get behind a wheel whether you are drinking or not. I will never look at the month of April the same ever again. My birthday was a few days prior. The babies were just at my house. They were sitting at that table eating, and this woman crashed her car through this building, destroying all of our lives. My nephew and my sister are still fighting for their lives today. I had to be the one to tell my sister her babies were gone when they removed her ventilator yesterday. She said, "How am I supposed to live without my babies?" I had to see their very last moment before their car was removed.
No, I take that back. I had one, actually I was at the boat club, and I was drinking free. And that's when they call it like a white halo effect, and it just, everything gets really bright.
Because your level, you were a .21.
Oh, that sounds like a lot.
Oh, yeah. So .08 is the legal level.
Okay.
One glass of wine, or one beer, or one 1-ounce shot of liquor is .02. So that would equal about 10 drinks within an hour.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
So after Verna's, you stopped at home?
Yes.
And then you went, you're saying you went to the boat club and had a couple glasses of wine?
Yes.
And then you walked from the bar at the boat club to the party?
To my car.
To your car?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go back home then?
No.
Okay. So you walk back to your car. What happened when you get in your car? What do you remember then?
That's where I don't really remember anything.
Okay.
If Marshella had truly passed out or didn't remember what had happened, she wouldn't have been able to shift gears from reverse to drive after striking her neighbor's car. In the street view, it's clear that she hit the vehicle here, then drove straight without hitting anything else, and consciously steered at this point but failed to brake, likely because she was intoxicated.
So we're going to start fresh.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you a very blunt question.
Okay.
Are you an alcoholic?
I don't believe so.
I see you're getting a little emotional. I apologize.
Well, I think...
I have to ask these hard questions, and you need to look into yourself.
Right.
And answer this truthfully.
Right. And I would say I drank considerably more when I was not drinking the free. But since I started drinking the free, I'm not drinking nearly as much.
And at this point, you are trying to deceive us with how much you drank yesterday and where you were at between noon and 3. So this is your one opportunity to tell us the truth and look truthful and not deceitful. Because there's only going to be one of two ways that you're seen. One way, you're a liar, no good, criminal.
Okay.
All right. Second way, she's sorry for what happened. She wants to own up to what she did, and she wants to take responsibility.
The day that happened, that the kids were with me, and we was just having a normal day. I was just playing with them, getting them dressed and ready for the birthday party they was getting ready to attend. Once their mom picked them up, 30 to maybe 40 minutes, probably maybe an hour at tops, I was getting calls from my phone constantly from people I haven't met in years, family members. I felt in my stomach something was very wrong. My brother finally got a hold of me and told me there was an accident at the boat club. When I made it to the boat club, a chapel guy came on my corner and I dropped straight to the ground. I started screaming because I knew they was gone. I knew in my heart they was gone. So I told them not to tell me. I begged them not to tell me. Before I even registered it was gone, they told me that Jayden, my oldest, was airlifted to the University of Michigan. I didn't even have time to grieve. I didn't have time to process what was going on with Alanah and Zayn because I had to rush to U of M. I had to make sure Jayden was okay. When I got to the University of Michigan, Jayden was on the table, covered in blood. He had 9 to 10 doctors all on him, trying to work on him, and his eyes seen me. And I kept telling him to fight. I kept telling him to keep fighting, and all he did was blink. At that time, I stayed at the University of Michigan for 2 weeks. I never told Jayden his brother and sister were gone.
You probably are the most hated person in the United States. You drove your car into a kid's birthday party and killed 2 kids.
Oh, no.
And many more are at the hospital in critical condition right now.
Oh, no.
Adults as well.
That is why I'm trying to get the truth from you, Marshella, so I can tell the prosecutor that you're not a low-down, dirty drunk that wants to go out there and kill kids.
Oh, gosh, no.
I'm looking for the truth, Marshella. The truth needs to come out because you are the most hated person in the whole United States right now. I guarantee this is national news. I've been doing this for a long time. I've sat across the table from killers before, like really, really bad killers. You're not that person.
And I don't remember. Honestly, I do not remember. I would think I would remember something like that.
Well, you're not being truthful about how much you drank. You're not.
It's scientifically impossible to be the blood alcohol level you were last night with 1 glass of wine like you're telling us.
What you took from me, I will never, ever get back. My daughter was trying to be just like me playing basketball. She just celebrated her 8th birthday. Zayn was about to be 5. Instead of celebrating his 5th birthday, we buried them. You don't have no kids, so you don't know what this feels like. And I promise I don't wish nothing but the worst for you. And I hope that you feel what we feel every day. Because it's hard. It's hard even to wake up knowing that they're not here. It's hard that their older brother has to be without his brother and sister. And I hope every day that you realize what you took it from us.
Oh, I'm just devastated.
So are many people right now.
I'm sure they are.
And they're looking for answers, and we're trying to help them find answers.
I understand.
But you're not telling us the truth. You understand, but you're not telling us the truth about how much you drank.
So, there's one thing I want to leave you with, Marshella, because I'm tired of being lied with. You did this. You did this. You see that kid there? You did that. You did that. You did that. And you continue to lie to me.
I'm not lying.
You did this.
I'm not saying that I didn't, but I certainly don't remember. I don't recall.
That's not going to cut it.
She showed no remorse for the tragedy, and even appeared in a TV interview to justify taking the lives of 2 young children after posting her $1.5 million bond and being placed under house arrest.
I think I had a seizure. I think that the same thing that my husband said that I did when I have a seizure is just go straight. And I think when I got in the car, that's what happened. I just had the seizure and probably put my foot on the accelerator and crashed into the building. I have a perfect record. I don't even have a parking ticket. I don't have any kind of DUI or speeding ticket.
A year later, while Jayden was still in the process of healing, Mariah was able to walk again after numerous physiotherapy sessions. Both had suffered punctured lungs, broken ribs, and undergone countless surgeries just to get back on their feet. Mariah testified in court to the best of her ability, and this is what she said to Marshella in her impact statement.
April 20th, 2024 changed my life forever. When I was told my children were no longer here, I felt like I stopped breathing, as if I died inside. The medical professionals had to keep putting me back to sleep because every time I woke up, my body would go into panic. My mind could not understand what was happening, and my body just reacted. I had to see everything that was left inside my home when we last left it all together. Having to see their little shoes and coats at the front door with toys laying around my living room made everything feel more realistic. I could not look at anything. I cried to my family to get it all out of my sight because every time I seen something of theirs, I felt like I was going to stop breathing. I encountered so many phone calls, so much paperwork, and consistent appointments when all I wanted to do was just close my eyes and pray every time I opened them that it was just a nightmare. I felt helpless. I could not move around without support. I could not get out of bed and go to the bathroom without help. I could not bathe myself. With most of my ribs broken on one side, my shoulder blade broken on the other, a golf ball-sized hematoma right on my pubic region, and the back of my neck and skull bruised, I couldn't sit comfortably in a car or sit straight up in a chair without it hurting to breathe. I had to break the unwelcome news to Jayden, bury my children, figure out how to even celebrate Jayden's birthday to make it positive for him, mourn Zayn's birthday the day after, and face Mother's Day all in the same week. Everyone's birthdays were gloomy and quiet this year. Halloween was different. Thanksgiving felt like another day. Christmas was sad. It was heartbreaking and just did not feel right. Easter this year was the 1-year death date from this tragedy, and I was not even able to celebrate Easter. Instead, I faced another heartache by going into Alanah's room that I have not seen in a year. Her room still smells like her. Her little dollhouse was still set up the same way when she was playing with it last. We were working on her room together, organizing all her toys, redoing the floors, and so on. She was so excited, and I never got to finish it with her. It took Jayden 10.5 months to regain the strength fully of walking without a wheelchair and walker. I wish I was alert that day. I would have been able to kiss my kids one last time and tell them I love them. Zayn would have been able to hold his mommy that he kept asking for minutes before he passed away. The other part of me is glad I wasn't alert because I do not think I would have been able to manage my children. Seeing my children like that, or my daughter smashed into a wall. The guilt that comes with this is unbearable. And I question myself every single day, wondering if I could have done something more to keep them safe. But there were no windows or doors. Nobody seen her come in or expected a vehicle to fly into a building. There is only one person to blame. I always had mom guilt for working, providing, and just feeling drained. I never dreamed in a million years that the moment we had an opportunity to finally have a family fun day, my kids would never come back home with me. My children were supposed to bury me before I buried them. They had their whole life to live. Having a clean record does not mean you're a good person. Her actions just finally caught up with her, and at the end of the day, she killed 2 of my kids. I'll never know the answers as to why she didn't stop the first time she ran into something before coming towards the boat club. She is an evil and sick individual in my eyes. If Michigan offered the death penalty, I would highly recommend it for her. I am exhausted, mentally, emotionally, and physically with this. All I want to do is grieve the way I want and need to for my sanity and peace. I beg and I plead for her to be sentenced to life in prison with no parole.
Marshella was found guilty of all charges, which included second-degree murder, operating while intoxicated causing death, and operating while intoxicated causing serious injury. She was sentenced to 25 to 50 years in prison.
I never met one of those children when I was involved in the accident. And the only thing that I can say is, I'm so very sorry.
No amount of apology could ever be enough. The children were gone, and Marshella, a longtime member of the Swan Boat Club, left everyone involved with a memory no better than reliving a nightmare every day. This case became not just a fight for justice, but also a powerful reminder that drunk driving has destroyed lives and will continue to do so unless we make a conscious effort to stop it. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.